These are some traits of the Sigma female that will absolutely blow your mind. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join this amazing community. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that's bound to surprise you. I bet you had no idea these unusual Sigma female traits even existed. Get ready to be amazed. Now let's start with what exactly a Sigma female is. She's far from your typical woman. A Sigma female is fiercely independent, deeply mysterious, and often misunderstood by those around her. Unlike alpha or beta females, who fit more recognizable social molds, Sigma females march to the beat of their own drum, and believe me, it's a rhythm like no other. They have some truly unique traits that often leave people stunned. Are you ready to explore these eye-opening characteristics? Let's get into it. Trait number 1, they vanish completely without a trace. Imagine this: you've got a friend who's always there for you, seemingly out of nowhere, they disappear. No texts, no calls, no social media updates. It's like they've just fallen off the face of the earth. Sound familiar? If so, you may be dealing with a Sigma female. One of their most baffling behaviors is their ability to disappear without any warning, and it leaves everyone around them scratching their heads. Sigma females treasure their independence and need for solitude. While some people crave constant interaction, Sigma females often seek quiet moments for themselves to recharge and reflect. This deep need for personal space can cause them to withdraw suddenly, sometimes for days, weeks, or even longer. Their friends and family are often left wondering what happened. But here's the thing: it's not about abandoning their relationships, it's about finding balance. A huge reason for this disappearing act? Sigma females are highly introspective. They spend a lot of time contemplating their life, their goals, and their place in the world. Taking time away from the hustle and bustle helps them reconnect with themselves and realign with their purpose. During these periods of solitude, they might immerse themselves in activities that help them find peace, like a quiet walk in the park, diving into a book, or just savoring some time alone. Another reason Sigma females pull away is to avoid drama and unnecessary social obligations. They value their peace of mind above all else and won't hesitate to remove themselves from situations or people that disrupt their tranquility. If they sense a social event or relationship is becoming too overwhelming, negative, or draining, they'll quietly slip away, choosing their well-being over social obligations. This tendency to disappear can understandably confuse or even worry those who aren't familiar with their ways. Friends and family may feel abandoned or upset by the sudden withdrawal. However, it's crucial to understand that this behavior isn't meant to be hurtful or dismissive. It's simply their way of maintaining their mental and emotional health in a demanding world. When Sigma females return from these breaks, they usually do so with a refreshed mind and a renewed sense of purpose, ready to face whatever life throws at them. So, if you know a Sigma female, it's important to respect her need for space. Her disappearing act doesn't mean she cares any less about you, it's just part of her journey towards personal fulfillment. The best way to support a Sigma female is by giving her the freedom to retreat when needed, without judgment or pressure. This act of vanishing is just one of the many traits that set Sigma females apart. It's rooted in their deep desire for self-reliance, inner peace, and reflection. While this habit might be perplexing or concerning for some, it's essential to understand that it's a natural part of who they are. By embracing and respecting this side of them, we can truly appreciate the depth and complexity of Sigma females and the unique way they navigate life. Trait number 2, they thrive in solitude. Contrary to popular belief, Sigma females aren't antisocial, they're just incredibly selective about who they let into their world. They don't need constant companionship to feel happy or fulfilled. In fact, they often prefer being alone, and this comes from their strong sense of independence. Sigma females are self-sufficient and trust their own abilities and judgment rather than relying on others. They don't seek validation from social circles, they know their worth without external confirmation. This love for solitude stems from their deep self-awareness. Sigma females have a clear understanding of who they are, what they want, and how to achieve it. They're driven by their personal goals and prefer to work alone because they know exactly how to navigate their path without distraction. While some people thrive in group settings or partnerships, Sigma females often feel more productive and focused when they're doing things on their own terms. For example, while others might enjoy going out in large groups or constantly being surrounded by people, Sigma females are just as happy spending an evening at home, enjoying their own company. They have no problem dining alone, traveling solo, or working on personal projects without the need for others around them. This self-reliant nature makes them incredibly strong individuals, but it can also make them seem distant or aloof to those who don't understand their nature. It's not that they don't value relationships, they simply prioritize their peace of mind and personal growth above all else. They don't need to be the center of attention or part of a large social group to feel validated. Ultimately, Sigma females are comfortable in their own skin, and they're not afraid to stand alone. This is what makes them such a unique and powerful presence in any room they walk into. So, what do you think? Does this sound like anyone you know? If you're intrigued by the traits of Sigma females, stick around, we're just getting started. Working in teams or playing sports with others may not be the Sigma female's first choice. Instead, she gravitates towards solitary activities like writing, painting, or running. These aren't just hobbies, they're ways for her to connect with herself, focus on her personal goals, and avoid the distractions that come with group activities. Picture a woman who's not just strong and intelligent, but also carries herself with a calm, unshakable confidence. She navigates both social and personal challenges independently, embodying what we often describe as a lone wolf. This is exactly what defines a Sigma female. Sigma females enjoy solitude and rely heavily on themselves, which can be confusing or even unsettling to those around them. Their deep appreciation for freedom drives them to avoid societal norms or group expectations that could restrict them. In a world that often pressures people to conform, Sigma females stand out by embracing their individuality. They're not afraid to chart their own course, even if it means walking alone. This trait can be both inspiring and intimidating to others because it defies the conventional belief that happiness and success depend on being part of a group or maintaining strong social ties. Part of this lone wolf nature is the Sigma female's ability to form deep, meaningful connections without needing a wide social circle. She isn't interested in shallow friendships or maintaining superficial relationships. Instead, she values a few strong, enriching connections built on mutual respect, deep understanding, and shared values. Because she's so selective about who she lets into her inner circle, she can come across as distant or reserved to those who don't understand her preference for quality over quantity when it comes to friendships. The Sigma female also possesses a natural ability to focus intensely on her passions and goals. This unwavering concentration is most effective when she's alone, as solitude allows her to fully immerse herself in her work without interruptions. Whether she's advancing in her career, learning a new skill, or tackling a personal project, Sigma females perform at their best when they have their own space to focus and channel their energy. This level of deep concentration might look isolating to outsiders, but for Sigma females, it's a form of strength that enables them to develop a firm sense of self, build resilience, and achieve their dreams on their terms. That doesn't mean Sigma females are completely detached from others. In fact, they're often deeply empathetic and caring, but they express these qualities in a way that aligns with their independent nature. Being a lone wolf is at the core of who they are. It's a reflection of their self-reliance, self-awareness, and preference for deep, meaningful relationships over superficial ones. While this trait might seem unusual to some, it highlights the strength and uniqueness of Sigma females. By understanding and respecting this part of their personality, we can truly appreciate the remarkable qualities that make them so intriguing and powerful. Trait number 3, they speak the truth, no holding back. Now, let's dive into another standout trait of Sigma females, their unwavering honesty. This characteristic is one that truly sets them apart, often catching people off guard while earning their admiration at the same time. So, what exactly does it mean to be completely honest, and why is this such a prominent trait in Sigma females? For Sigma females, being authentic is non-negotiable. They firmly believe that honesty is always the best approach, even when it means delivering difficult truths. While others might sugarcoat their words to avoid hurting someone's feelings, Sigma females choose to be direct. They see honesty as a cornerstone of trust and respect in any relationship, whether it's with family, friends, or colleagues. Imagine this scenario: you're trying on a new outfit and ask your Sigma female friend for her opinion. While some friends might say, "You look great," just to be polite, a Sigma female will give you her unfiltered feedback. If she thinks the outfit doesn't suit you, she'll tell you straight up. She might even suggest something that she feels would work better for you. Sure, her words might sting at first, but soon you'll realize that she's not being harsh, she's being helpful. Now, picture working on a project and asking a Sigma female for her thoughts. She won't just tell you, "It's great to boost your confidence." Instead, she'll provide you with thoughtful, constructive feedback. She'll point out areas for improvement and suggest ways to make your work better. While her bluntness might be tough to handle at times, it's invaluable because it pushes you to grow and refine your skills. But why do Sigma females choose to be so straightforward? It's because they hold truth and sincerity in the highest regard. They believe that being honest is a sign of respect. If a Sigma female is sharing her true thoughts with you, it's because she values you enough to be upfront. For them, there's no point in lying or telling someone what they want to hear just to make them feel better temporarily. They prioritize forming genuine, meaningful connections over pleasing others with falsehoods. Of course, this trait can be misunderstood. People who aren't used to such directness may find Sigma females intimidating or even rude. But once you understand where they're coming from, it becomes clear that their honesty is rooted in care and respect. They genuinely want the best for you, and they believe that truth is the path to achieving that. So while their candidness might be shocking at first, it's also refreshing, and it's one of the reasons why Sigma females make such reliable, trustworthy friends. Trait number 4, their gaze is intense and piercing. Lastly, let's talk about the Sigma female's gaze: strong, direct, and often unsettling to those who encounter it. This trait might catch people off guard, but it's another defining feature of the Sigma female. When she looks at you, it's not a fleeting or distracted glance. Her gaze is sharp, focused, and almost as if she's looking straight into your soul. Why is this? Because Sigma females are naturally observant and incredibly insightful. They're always paying attention to the little details, and their curiosity about the world around them shines through in their gaze. When a Sigma female looks at you, she's not just looking, she's trying to understand you. Her stare is a reflection of her deep engagement with her surroundings and the people she interacts with. It's not intimidating for the sake of being intimidating, it's a sign of her thoughtful, analytical nature. Imagine being at a social gathering, and the Sigma female is fully engaged in a conversation with you. Her gaze doesn't wander or flicker. She's present, listening intently, and absorbing everything you're saying. This level of focus is rare, and it often leaves a lasting impression on those who experience it. So, while it might seem intense at first, the Sigma female's piercing gaze is simply a reflection of her keen awareness and genuine interest in the world and in you. When engaging with a Sigma female, you may notice her unwavering attention as she focuses entirely on you. It might feel as though she's carefully analyzing every word you say. This level of intensity can be overwhelming at first, but it actually reflects her deep engagement in the conversation. She's not one to get distracted by her phone or glance around the room. Her presence is entirely with you. This kind of focus is rare and can feel profoundly meaningful. Sigma females are known for their steady, intense gaze that reflects both confidence and self-assurance. They're not hesitant to maintain eye contact, which becomes a form of non-verbal communication, signaling boldness and an openness to forming deeper connections. For many, holding someone's gaze for an extended period can feel uncomfortable, but for a Sigma female, it's a way to create a genuine bond. However, this intense focus can sometimes be misunderstood. People may perceive it as overly serious or even intimidating, but in reality, it's just her way of fully engaging with both the moment and the person she's talking to. She's not trying to unsettle you, she's demonstrating her commitment to the interaction. Imagine you're giving a presentation at work, and a Sigma female colleague is watching you intently. Her deep, unwavering gaze might make you nervous at first, but it's her way of showing respect. She's giving you her full attention and thoughtfully considering your ideas. This type of support can feel refreshing in an age where distraction is so common. A Sigma female's focused stare reflects her curiosity, confidence, and desire for meaningful interaction. Though it might feel a bit unusual at first, understanding the reason behind it allows you to appreciate this unique trait. So, the next time a Sigma female locks eyes with you, recognize that she's fully present with you in that moment. Take advantage of the opportunity to connect, as her sharp focus is both engaging and motivating. Number 5, they avoid small talk. Now, let's explore the 5th characteristic on the list: their avoidance of small talk. If you've ever had a conversation with a Sigma female, you might have noticed she doesn't engage in the usual light banter that often fills social interactions. But why is this? Why do Sigma females steer clear of small talk? Sigma females seek depth and substance in their conversations. They find casual chit-chat about the weather or the latest gossip to be unfulfilling and prefer to dive straight into more meaningful topics. Conversations, for them, are an opportunity for growth and genuine connection, not just a way to pass time. Picture meeting a Sigma female at a social event. Instead of starting with the typical, "What do you do for work?" or "Where are you from?" she might guide the discussion toward more intriguing topics. She could ask about your passions, goals, or perhaps a recent book or article that sparked her interest. By bypassing superficial topics, she aims to create a more engaging and rewarding conversation. This tendency to avoid small talk can be both refreshing and challenging. On one hand, it breaks away from the routine of shallow interactions, paving the way for deeper connections. On the other hand, it can be demanding for those who are more accustomed to lighter, casual conversations. It requires a level of openness and vulnerability that not everyone may be ready for. So why do Sigma females prefer these deeper discussions? They believe that true connections are formed through significant conversations, shared experiences, and mental engagement. Small talk, in their view, is a barrier to forming authentic relationships. Instead, they jump straight into topics of substance, allowing for richer, more meaningful exchanges. Their distaste for small talk stems from a desire for authenticity and sincerity in conversations. They find ordinary chit-chat shallow and unsatisfying. When speaking with a Sigma female, be prepared to leave the small talk behind and dive into something more meaningful. You may find yourself in a conversation that's not only more rewarding but also brings you closer to truly understanding each other. Number 6. Their moods can shift unexpectedly. Imagine having a friend whose moods change as suddenly as the weather, leaving you unsure of how to interact with them from one moment to the next. This is often the case with Sigma females, who are known for their unpredictable emotional shifts, which can confuse those who don't know them well. Sigma females are introspective and highly sensitive, feeling emotions deeply and perceiving the world with intense passion. This heightened sensitivity can cause their moods to shift unexpectedly. One moment they may be lost in thought, and the next they could be filled with joy or deep reflection. One reason for these mood swings is their ability to absorb and mirror the emotions of others. Sigma females have a high degree of empathy, which makes them highly responsive to the moods and energies of those around them. For instance, spending time with a happy friend might elevate their mood, while being around someone who's upset could bring them down. They also possess a complex inner world that is constantly evolving. Sigma females are deeply in tune with their own thoughts and emotions, which can lead to dramatic shifts as they process their experiences and make sense of the world. Their minds are often a whirlwind of ideas and feelings, and this internal complexity sometimes manifests as rapid changes in mood. Another factor contributing to their emotional unpredictability is their strong desire for independence. Sigma females value their autonomy and may find it difficult to share their vulnerabilities with others. This can lead to them oscillating between being open and being reserved, depending on their need for personal space and emotional security. Despite this, Sigma females face their emotions head-on. They are not afraid to explore their feelings, which can result in dramatic emotional swings. From deep sorrow to great joy, they experience the full spectrum of emotions and express them openly and honestly. This can be surprising, or even challenging, for those who are more accustomed to conventional expressions of emotion. It's essential to understand that these mood changes are not random or insincere. They reflect the Sigma female's genuine, deeply felt reactions to the world around her. Recognizing this part of her personality allows others to respond with understanding and support rather than confusion or criticism. In summary, the emotional unpredictability of Sigma females stems from their intense sensitivity, empathetic nature, rich inner life, and commitment to staying true to their feelings. While it can be challenging to navigate their emotional landscape at times, this trait highlights their depth and complexity. By acknowledging and respecting this part of their personality, we can form deeper, more meaningful relationships with Sigma females and appreciate the richness of their emotional lives. When you're talking to a Sigma female, there's something you'll notice right away: her unwavering focus. It's as if every word you say is being carefully studied. At first, this intensity might feel a little overwhelming, but what it really means is that she's fully present in the moment with you. No distractions, no glancing at her phone, or looking around the room. She's right there, completely engaged. This level of attention is rare, and it can carry a lot of weight. Sigma females have this steady, deep gaze that reflects their confidence and self-assuredness. They don't shy away from holding eye contact, which is one of their strongest ways to communicate without even saying a word. Well, that kind of boldness shows they're open to deeper connections. Now, for many, holding eye contact that long might feel awkward, but for Sigma females, it's a tool to create a real, genuine bond. Some people might misinterpret this intense look, thinking it's aggressive or too serious, but that's not the case. It's just their way of showing they're fully involved in the conversation. They're not trying to intimidate you, they're showing their commitment to the moment and to you. Picture this: you're giving a presentation at work, and a Sigma female colleague is watching you closely. Her deep, focused gaze might make you a little nervous at first, but in reality, she's showing you respect. She's fully absorbing your ideas, giving them serious thought. In today's world, where distractions are everywhere, this kind of attention can feel incredibly supportive. Sigma females use their focused stare to connect with people in a way that feels both captivating and motivating. Once you understand this trait, you'll start to see it as a unique strength. So the next time you find yourself on the receiving end of that intense gaze, embrace it. She's fully engaged, and that's a rare and powerful thing. Now, moving on to another key trait Sigma females steer clear of casual chit-chat. If you've ever spoken to one, you might have noticed that light, everyday small talk isn't really her thing. But why is that? Why does she avoid it? It's simple. Sigma females crave depth and meaning in their conversations. Small talk feels shallow and unsatisfying to them. Instead of discussing the weather or gossiping about the latest rumors, they'd much rather dive straight into meaningful topics. They want to talk about ideas, share personal experiences, and connect on a deeper level. For them, conversations are a way to grow and connect, not just a way to fill time. Imagine meeting a Sigma female at a social event. Instead of asking the usual "what do you do for work" or "where are you from," she might steer the conversation toward more engaging topics. She might ask about what excites you, your aspirations, or maybe a recent book or article that piqued your interest. By avoiding small talk, she's aiming to create a more meaningful and captivating discussion. This tendency to skip the trivial chatter can be refreshing but also a bit demanding. It's refreshing because it breaks the routine of shallow interactions, allowing deeper relationships to form. But it can also be a challenge for those who are used to lighter, more casual conversations. Sigma females require openness and vulnerability, which not everyone is ready for. But why do they focus so much on profound discussions? Sigma females believe that true connections are built through shared experiences, significant conversations, and real mental engagement. To them, small talk is an obstacle to forming those deep, genuine connections. Instead of sticking to superficial chatter, they prefer to jump straight into the meaningful stuff. This approach helps them build richer and more authentic relationships. So when you talk to a Sigma female, be ready to leave the small talk behind and dive into significant subjects right from the start. You might find yourself in a conversation that's not only more rewarding but also brings you closer than you ever expected. Now, let's explore a trait that might be a bit more unpredictable. Sigma females can experience sudden changes in mood. It's like having a friend whose feelings shift as quickly as the weather, making it hard to know what to expect from one moment to the next. Sigma females often show these rapid emotional changes, which can confuse those who don't know them well. They are deeply sensitive and thoughtful individuals who feel emotions intensely. This sensitivity means their moods can swing dramatically. One minute they might be lost in deep thought, and the next they're overwhelmed with happiness or reflection. One reason for these sudden mood shifts is their strong empathy. Sigma females can easily absorb the emotions of those around them, which can deeply affect their own emotional state. For example, spending time with a happy friend might instantly lift their spirits, while being around someone who's upset could bring them down. Sigma females also have a rich inner life, constantly tuning into their thoughts and feelings. This complexity means their mood can change quickly as they process their thoughts and emotions. They are always in tune with their inner world, which can make their emotions appear unpredictable. Another reason for their changing moods is their fierce independence. Sigma females value their autonomy, and this can make them switch between being open and reserved, depending on their need for personal space and emotional safety. Moreover, Sigma females aren't afraid to face their emotions head-on. They embrace their feelings fully, which can lead to dramatic shifts in their mood. They experience a wide range of emotions, from deep sadness to great happiness, and they express these emotions openly. This can be surprising or even challenging for those who are used to more typical ways of showing emotion. But it's important to understand that these mood changes aren't random or fake. They genuinely reflect the Sigma female's deep emotions and honest reactions to what's happening around them. Recognizing this part of their personality can help others respond with understanding and support, rather than confusion or criticism. In summary, the emotional unpredictability of Sigma females stems from their strong sensitivity, empathetic nature, complex inner life, and dedication to staying true to their feelings. While it can be hard to keep up with their emotions at times, this trait highlights their depth and complexity. By appreciating and respecting this, we can build deeper, more meaningful relationships with Sigma females.